It can't be dead. It's not dead. Everything has changed. And it sounds a lot better. And welcome back to another video. It has been a while since I filmed one of these and since you have seen one of them, and that wasn't intentional. There's a lot to catch you up on and like nothing to catch you up on at the same time. If this is your first time watching one of my Project Eros vlogs, Project Eros is the contemporary romance novel that I have been working on since November of last year, and it is now November 9th. It's been more than a year of working on this now. Let's just put it this way. We left off my last video. I don't totally remember, it's been a while, but we left off with me saying that I planned to have draft 1 done by October, like September, October. And we're now into November, and I have not made any more progress than when that last video went out, whenever it went out. So that probably tells you something right off the bat. And that tells you I was a liar. No, I did truly plan to do that, just a lot of things changed. Everything changed, actually. I still want to finish it, but what that looks like is different now. Initially, I really wanted to have it done by October so that I could do NaNoWriMo this year and start on Project Gray, my next contemporary novel. However, maybe like back in August, I guess, like July, August, I just completely lost inspiration to work on the novel. I had hit a point with it where I was exploring a subplot and I didn't like it. I was just bored with it. Everything felt like it was dragging. I hadn't done the research up front. Like, I didn't go to high school. I was homeschooled, and they're at the place now where they're like in their final stretch of high school and getting ready for college, and the fact that I hadn't done any of that was showing, and it made me feel like I need to research, but like I didn't really know where to find that information, and I didn't like this plotline I had just gone with because I needed something to fill that space while other things were happening, and it showed to me. And I'm very happy still with the beginning of the novel, and I really like the concept and I really like the characters, and I do want to finish it. It's an important novel to me for several reasons, among which is the representation that it offers. And that level of importance has not changed to me, and I still do really want to work on it. I don't like what I was doing with like the third part of the book. So I've decided, I took a break and I wrote other things. I wrote a ton of fan fiction for like the last couple months. That was what I needed, I think, to get myself out of this writing slump, because I'd been working on Project Eros nonstop for almost a year, and I just wasn't feeling inspired by it anymore, so I just shoved it to the side. I focused on fan fiction, which was just for fun, and so there was like no pressure, and I could just write whatever I wanted, and that was so much fun that it got me like creatively fueled again. I refilled the well, and now I'm ready to start working on Project Eros again. That is the hope, at least. The plan for today is to restructure Project Eros. I'm going to start on draft 4. I'm going to do a complete restructure of the part of the novel that I'm unhappy with, which is basically spring. I broke the book up into 4 different sections: autumn, winter, spring, summer, and I'm not happy with spring. So I'm gonna restructure spring, and I'm going to reread autumn and winter and make sure that I'm still happy with those, and then I'm going to rewrite spring and write summer. That is the plan. Today we start on the restructure. I have blocked out today pretty much all of it for that, and I'm going to bring you along the process as I start draft 4. I have decided not to do NaNoWriMo this year, which you could probably tell based on the fact that I haven't written anything or talked about it or posted anything about it, and it's November 9th. There's a lot of stuff going on around NaNoWriMo, which I wasn't originally aware of, but people in my comments brought it to my attention, and I looked into it, and I decided I'm gonna sit this one out. And that works out, honestly, because I'm not ready to start another novel. I need to finish this one first. Also, my original plan to start Project Gray, I don't think is gonna work, because part of what I realized was that as much as I do really enjoy writing contemporary romance, and I have really had a lot of fun with Project Eros, I don't know if I could keep doing it for a very long time. They might have to be things that I quickly draft and then set aside and focus on more like fantasy sci-fi related things, because that's just what gets me more excited right now. So I decided I'm not going to do Project Gray as my next project. I don't know what my next project will be. I have a few different concepts that I'm playing around with. The problem won't be lack of ideas, it'll just be deciding which one I want to start on next. We'll figure that out when we get there. Right now, I just want to finish this book. This vlog is going to be the process of me starting the restructure in draft 4 and my birthday. I'm gonna be 20 in about a week. The real goal is just I want to publish something in my 20s. And I don't know if that will be Project Punk, my comic book, or if it will be this novel, or it will be another project that I haven't even started yet, but I want to publish something in my 20s. But yeah, that's sort of the update. Everything has changed and nothing has changed. I have so much to update you on and yet no progress to update you on. Hello! So, I have feelings about Project Eros. I know I had a plan to start on the restructure and rewrite this last weekend, but it is now Tuesday and I did not do that. I did restructure everything. I finished yesterday. I cut out one of the subplots that I was unhappy with. It focused around Aaron's apprehension about going to college, which is a valid concern for him to have, but felt very like out of place based on everything else that was happening. It really just felt like I put it in there because I could. And now the later part of the novel, the section labeled Spring, is actually going to focus around prom, which did not initially factor into the book because I didn't go to high school. I was homeschooled. So the classic school things were not on my radar. But I now realize that prom would be happening around the time that I need an event to take place. And initially that was worrying about like college and their future, but that felt like out of place. Like they already would have visited colleges probably and like figured all of that stuff out before now, unless they were like really behind. So I feel like it being their last prom makes more sense as a way to transition out of the school year than them worrying about college does. So I have swapped those two plot lines, and I think it also works a lot better for the characters and what I want to accomplish with the plot line. So I'm much happier with that, and I'm now going to start the restructure. I'm actually going to start that tonight, or not the restructure, the rewrite. I did the restructure. So part of the reason I was initially going to just reread and maybe do some base editing for most of the stuff I've written already, adjust the bits that I was unhappy with in the later part of the book. But now I've decided I'm actually going to rewrite pretty much everything, not rewrite all of the content and events that take place. Instead, I'm going to rewrite it because initially I wrote the book in present tense and first person. And I did that because I wanted it to feel like it was happening right now. Plus, I initially thought it was only going to have one point of view. Now, as I wrote, I introduced Barry's point of view, he's the love interest, and realized that having it both be first person, present tense sort of felt weird once I did that. Plus, I realized I just do not like writing in present tense. It's not fun for me. So I think I'm going to switch the book to third person past tense. I think that 1, it will sound better. 2, it's what I naturally write in, so I won't constantly be messing up. 3, I hate tense. I hate it. It has always been the number one thing that I struggle with in my writing. For some reason, I never keep one of them. I've always got like 3 bouncing around in my head. There are only... Is there future tense? I don't know if there is. For some reason, I always switch between past and present tense, and it sounds right to me, So I think I'm doing it correctly now, but I might still be messing it up. That's part of why I want like an editor, just because I know that that is something I struggle with for some reason. Thinking I'm gonna switch to the tense that I write in more naturally, so that should give me some help. So I think that those are gonna be the major changes, the restructure and then changing tense, which does mean that this process is going to probably take longer than I thought it was initially. When I was just gonna edit it, it shouldn't have taken that long, but now if I'm rewriting it in a different tense, will take longer. So I still hope to have it done by the new year because I really want to work on my comic in the new year, but we're just gonna have to see how it goes. I have a lot of stuff planned because it's my like birthday weekend, so I might be doing something with friends on Friday. I know I'm doing something Sunday. I might do something Saturday. I don't know. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can also be productive. Wish me luck. It is officially the day after my birthday, and I am 20 now. I'm coming to you the day after because I did not really end up filming anything much yesterday, honestly. I sort of just like loafed around and wrote all day, which is also what I did today. But hey, that's like a really great way to celebrate if you ask me. I wrote fan fiction and I read fan fiction. Got books. Not fan fiction, but I'm definitely gonna annotate this, so keep an eye out for that. Probably going to do that over on Patreon. But today I am joining you for a writing Project Eros, not fanfiction update, to talk a little bit about what I'm about to do. So I didn't do anything big or exciting yesterday because I'm going out tonight to a restaurant in the city. So I'm going to bring you along for that. That should be fun. Thinking these jeans. I also wanted to just sort of talk a little bit about Project Eros because I haven't made very much progress. I've actually not even fully finished editing chapter 1. However, I feel like I've made more progress than I have because I discovered something that made me very happy with the book. So basically, if you remember, you probably do, it was like 5 seconds ago for you, even though it was a week ago for me. I was struggling because I didn't like the tense and perspective that I decided to write the novel in. And yet I had written 30 chapters of it. So yay. I was going through, and initially I thought I was going to change perspective and tense. I was going to go from first person, present tense, to third person, past tense. I started doing that to chapter 1, and changing the perspective actually really changed the voice a lot. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think that far ahead. And I didn't like losing Aaron's voice because that's my favorite part of the novel, is how I feel like I was actually able to communicate Aaron's voice. He's my main character. So what I decided is that instead of going back and changing everything like I was initially planning to, I'm just going to switch to past tense because I feel like present tense doesn't sound very good, but I'm going to leave it in first person. So it's going to be first person past tense. And I started doing that, and I did that to about half of chapter 1, and I'm really happy with it. I feel like it sounds so much better. I feel like it doesn't need as much editing as I thought I did. I was just unhappy with this one element of it, and I thought it was a bigger problem, but it turns out I can just switch the tense and it sounds a lot better. So I've been working on that, and I plan to continue working on that. Probably not in this vlog because the goal of this vlog was to finish with my birthday, which is technically over, but since we're celebrating it today instead of yesterday, we're continuing. I don't know what shirt to wear. I want to just wear something like simple and classy and nice. While I figure that out, join me, I suppose, because I don't have anything else to do. I will keep you updated on Project Eros. I'm hoping to have a lot more progress made by the end of November, end of December sort of area. I'm basically letting myself just focus on Project Eros for an hour every night of editing until it's all edited. And that way I don't like super burn myself out, and I'm sort of giving myself time to like refill the creative well, but I'm still working on the project. It's just like changing the tenses, which doesn't really require creative anything from me. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to let myself keep working creatively on fan fiction because I'm having fun with that, and I'm actually like co-writing things with people now, and that is just like what I'm excited about at the moment. It's just not the same level of pressure as trying to capture my own original story.
Are you gonna be done soon?
Yeah.
In 10 minutes.
So I think that's my cue to get ready so we're not late, and I will bring you along and I will keep you posted. This should be the vlog for November, but keep your eyes peeled for later months when hopefully Project Eros will be finished. I'm not giving up on this novel. I keep being tempted to because like I'm excited to write other things, but I'm not giving up on it. I really love these characters. I love this world. I love the concept, and I really need to just remind myself of that. And I think that even though I didn't make much progress in this vlog, it was sort of a vlog of me reminding myself that I love this story. Also, it's near and dear to my heart for like personal reasons, so it was sort of nice to like get back to it the week that I turned 20. It's a sentimental vlog, I guess you could say. Not much writing happened, but lots of thinking about writing happened. That counts. So I just wanted to hop on here really quick, not the most glamorous shot or anything. My hand is already cramping, so I can't do this for long. But yesterday was really fun. I was not expecting, I was expecting to have fun, but I wasn't expecting to have that much fun. They even, brought out a candle, even though we didn't ask them to, which was really sweet. And the food was delicious. We got, 3 desserts, which we probably shouldn't have, but, I have no regrets. But I just guess I wanted to, hop in a little bit and just talk about the project. I'm planning to get back to editing Project Eros tonight, and I think that this week was sort of what I needed to get back into the rhythm of things with that project. I've been doing a lot of fan fiction writing, and I really want to stick to my deadlines with that because I really enjoy getting to share those things immediately. There are people waiting for my posting, and that's a really cool feeling as a writer, not being able to show my original work to anybody. At least I can show this to people and they're enjoying it. And there have been had a lot of fandom events in my main fandom, the Dragon Prince, lately, and I did not want to miss out on them, so I've been sort of stressed out about getting all that stuff written ahead of time. Luckily, actually, one of the weeks that I was unprepared for got postponed, so I have an extra week to work on it, and that really just like freed up my brain space. And combine that with the fact that I wrapped up my 2 main ongoing fics that have been taking most of my time, and now I just have a lot more space in my brain for Project Eros again. I don't regret taking the break. I think it was actually exactly what I needed. I am still working on a lot of fan fiction because it's fun and I'm enjoying it, but now I'm writing with a partner, so I only have to do half the chapters, and I'm not going to start another larger fic until I have everything else that I'm doing wrapped up, I've decided, because I just had too much on my plate, and I already have a 65 chapter Star Wars fic that's going, so like I don't need any more things. There was a point when I was writing like several chapters a day, otherwise I wouldn't meet deadlines, and that was probably not the smartest thing to do when I hadn't written anything in months. But it was sort of good for me because it just like made me have to get right back into it, right where I left off, and just churn out a word count. And that was really fun. That was sort of what I needed. And I think this week was also important because sometimes you're going to fall out of love with your project. And I kept thinking that Project Eros was dead because I had fallen out of love with it, and that was really bumming me out because I care about the characters and I care about the world. But I realized that because I care about all those things, it can't be dead. It's not dead. I just needed a break, and that's totally fine. Sometimes you need a break. And rereading it and editing it has actually been exactly what I needed because I can now re-fall in love with the story and the characters. I had sort of gotten in my head and decided it must be terrible, and so been really scared to go back to it. So having gone back to it and fixing what little things I did need to fix, being able to just fall in love with the story again has been exactly what I needed. It's been amazing, and I'm really looking forward to finishing this project. Probably in the new year. I was initially hoping to have it done within just a year, but it's not going to happen, and that is fine. My creative process takes time, and I keep not accepting that, but I need to accept that about myself. I just wanted to say all of that, I guess, and give you a reminder that sometimes you're going to fall out of love with your project, and that doesn't mean it's doomed, and that doesn't mean you'll never get back to it. Just give yourself a break and trust your creative process, and don't force yourself to do something that you don't want to do. At the same time, don't abandon something just because you're scared it's bad. Remember that your brain is always going to think it's worse than it is because it's your writing, you know? Like, I just had to go back and be like, oh yeah, it isn't hot garbage. I think. I mean, like, maybe I'm totally wrong, but I really don't think it's hot garbage. I just think it's like, you know, okay. I think it's okay. And that's all I wanted. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week with another video, and till then, toodaloo.